The recording shows that we're live. So guys, if you can hear me, can you type I can hear you? Okay, if you can hear me, type I can hear you. Okay, beautiful. I want to welcome everyone, joining us from all over the world. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I would like us to introduce ourselves. So I have this culture of always asking my guests to introduce themselves. So tell me your name and the city you're joining me from, okay? I always like to know everybody joining me. So tell me your name and the city of the world that you're joining me from. It's important to start discussing some of these things that we do. And one of the major reasons, I have Timothy from Olukoya from Lagos. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? Tell me your name, your city. I realized that over time, as you grow on social media, more people get to know you. And some of them don't know your story. They don't know how you started. And people just begin to assume things. We don't know how we made it. So it's good to start having this conversation and mentoring some of you. If you are willing to pay the price. Ultimately, I didn't get here by luck. Nobody dashed me anything. Abayomi from Lagos, good to see you. If you are joining us, tell me your name, your city. So I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of things I did to get to where I am today in the real estate sector. What I started with is called land banking. Can everybody type land banking? Okay. Land banking is the process of acquiring landed property, okay, not for the purpose of building your own personal house, but for the purpose of appreciation. Okay, everybody type land banking. So you buy a property, not because you want to build your family house and you want to show everybody you've arrived. No, you buy a place that is about to develop. You analyze population growth of a location. So usually land banking is done closer to city centers, so near major cities, right? So you look at the outskirts, for example, Lagos in Nigeria is a big city. So when you look at Ikorodu, when you look at Badagry, when you look at Ibejuleki, those are outskirts, but those are places you can start buying land so that as population grow in Lekki phase 1, in Aja, they then come towards that Ibejuleki. That's the strategy of land banking. And you can do this anywhere in the world. The same thing is happening in Dubai. When you look at downtown Dubai, it's already congested. So you ask yourself, further down from downtown, where else can you go? Okay. Either way, we're going to get ourselves sorted. Sorry about that. Like I said, we're doing a lot of, some other people are joining me in Maldives. So the hotel is trying to confirm their room and other details for those who are coming. For me, I love appreciating result. If you work well, you work hard, I believe that it's important to celebrate that and appreciate you for the hard work and the good work that you've done. That's how I've lived my life. Okay, so but back to our teaching, right? So how many of you are enjoying today's class? Land banking, if you're enjoying, type I'm enjoying it. Okay, can you type I'm enjoying it if you're enjoying the class? So what is land banking is what I was explaining before. Jamu, can you tell Loto that I said she should share the video as well as Eric? Okay, Jamu, please let everybody
share. Them,
and those of you watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, invite other people, get everybody in here, share, get people in, okay? And share, please. Let's get as many people in. I want this video to go viral. And the reason is because many of our young people are not listening, okay? It's the day we spray money or the day we go on vacation, they will start saying, Lord, when me? today now that we are talking about the secrets, what we are doing and what we did, if we don't intentionally start investing and opening our secrets to young people, they will not hear. And we have to find a way to get them involved. We have to find a way to have them listen to these important conversations. And I think it's a very, very important conversations that people have to listen to. So what's land banking? I've given an example of Lagos. So basically when you have a major city center, you definitely know that population will keep growing, okay, to other parts. So you position yourself in the direction of population growth. That's called land banking. So when you're doing land banking, you're not buying land so that you live there. You are buying land to wait so that the property appreciates and you cash in. So people have become billionaires, literally from land business through land banking. So I'll give you a couple of stories. I'll give you two stories. One was the story of a man called Pastor Paul Adefarasi. I don't know if you know Pastor Paul Adefarasi, right? Pastor Paul Adefarasi is his own biological father was a civil servant. He was never a rich man. And he bought this particular land when he's retired. His total retirement money, for you to know he's not rich, was £2,000. Can everybody say £2,000? Everybody, come on, £2,000. Total retirement money. That was all that the government gave him. He then used that money to buy a land in Akinade-Shola, now known as Victoria Island. Now, 50 years ago, when this man did this, Victoria Island was a marshy land. Nobody wanted to buy Victoria Island. It was all marshy. Okay, people were running away from buying that kind of land. They felt that who will buy marshy land? So the city center of Lagos 60 years ago, 70 years ago, was Ojuelegba, Mushin, Bariga. I don't know if you know that. If you know that type, I know. If you don't know type, I don't know. Do you know that 70 years ago, city center of Lagos was Bariga, was Mushin, was Ojuelegba, was Ajebule? If you know type, I know. If you don't know type, I don't know. Was Isaleko? Those were the city center of Lagos. Those were like when you say Lagos, yes, Lagos, right? So nobody will go to. In fact, I met a man. Baba is 87. Baba told me they gave him Surulere, 6 acres in Surulere. He said, God forbid. Okay, over 50 years ago, when they gave him 6 acres in Surulere, he said, God forbid, because those were not the city center in those days. Who wants to go there? Ikeja, everybody's saying, oh, he lives in Ikeja. Magodo. Magodo was forest. Even in the 80s and 90s, you kill monkeys in Magodo. Ikeja, right? In the 70s and 60s, when Jakonde started building housing estate in Ikeja, the civil servant used to say, it is him and his family that go and live there. That God forbid, they will never live there. Civil servants used to tell Jakonde that they're not going to live in Ikeja because the entire Ikeja was thick forest. Opebia, they used to do ritual killing there. In broad daylight, if you are passing Opebia, you have to run. In the 70s. So this man, the father of Pastor Paul Adefarasi that you all know, that owns the, Rock Cathedral, Rock Church all over the world, right? House on the Rock all over the world. His father, £2,000, bought marshy land, retirement money, bought marshy land, Akinade-Shola, Victoria Island, but that time, marshy land. And he left it for land banking. He left it for many years. After some years, a particular company came to him and said, at that point, Victoria Island started developing. So they said to him, you know what, can we build on your land? We'll keep the rent for 10 years till we recover back the money we spent and we'll give the house back to you. The man said, no problem, the land is there. And this is one of the secrets of land banking. When you do land banking, you may not end up using your money to build it. Land banking is one of the easiest way to become a billionaire. I want everybody to type it. Land banking is one of the easiest way to become a billionaire. Everybody, I want you to type it. Let me say it again. Land banking, because sometimes you don't even need to use your money to build it. You don't even need to use your money to eventually build that land. Just be sure that you bought a land, okay, in a location that they will ultimately, right, share this, that the value of that land will appreciate. Buy a land in a location where the location is strategic. Because like in the case of Pastor Paul, his biological father then got this company. They said, we'll build on your lines. VI is growing, it's a strategic location, we'll build on the land. They built on it, took the rent for 10 years. After that, they gave him back the land. They gave his father back the land. The rent from that land is what they used to send Pastor Paul and his other brothers and siblings to university abroad. You see the power of land banking. When you do land banking, you are securing the future of your children. Everybody write it down. When you do land banking, these are benefits of land banking. Number one benefit of land banking is that it's the easiest way to become a billionaire. Number two secret of land banking is that it's one of the ways to secure the future of your children. Because the issue of I want to send my children to school abroad, if you do land banking very well, the rent you will generate, or if you choose to sell the land, what will come out of it, you can use it, okay, to send your children to school. That's how they sent Pastor Paul Adefrasin to school abroad. His parents were not rich people. All his brothers, they went to school abroad. It was the rent from that 2,000 pounds land, the cost of land banking. Okay, now 50 years later, when the father died and they sold that land, can anybody guess how much they sold the house? Remember, they bought that land for 2,000 pounds. They were not even the one that built on it. Can you guess how much they sold the house in Akinadeshola 50 years later? Somebody guess. Just put an amount in dollars. Just guess how much in dollars. Property bought for 2,000 pounds. Guess how much it was sold in dollars? Okay, 50 years later. Anybody, just guess. 2,000 pounds was the amount they bought the land. 50 years later, can you guess how much the property was sold in USD? Malcolm says $25 million. That's too much now. 2,000 pounds, bros. 2,000 pounds. 2,000 pounds. Somebody said they sold it for 50,000. Someone said $50 million. Bros, you guys, now what for now? Right? They sold the house for about $5 million 50 years later, from 2,000 to $5 million. Can everybody type from 2,000 to $5 million? Everybody type it. From 2,000 pounds to $5 million. I want you all to type so that you can see when we say one of the ways to become a billionaire is through land banking. So you understand the power of what we're talking about. And I'm intentionally giving you stories that you can vet. Pastor Paul is alive. You can ask him that I said this, that this was what happened to his father. He will confirm this story. In fact, he has done videos out there, okay, that tells you about, that confirm this thing I'm telling you. He's done videos out there, okay, that confirm this story. So you see the power. You can hear me type, I can hear you. If you can hear me type, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me type, I can hear you. Okay, so powerful, powerful. Thank you. Sorry about that. Somebody was trying to call me. Please don't call me so that I can complete this webinar. But how many of you are getting value, by the way? If you're getting value, if you're enjoying this, type I am getting value. If you are getting value, type I am getting value. So the first story is from 2,000 pounds to $5 million. Are you ready for the second story? By the way, I will still tell you the secrets that I use, right? But I want to give you stories so that you know that what we're teaching today is not assumption. People have done it, and I've done it too. And I'll share my own story with you. I'll tell you 4 secrets that I use. But I want to even share with you secrets of other people that you can verify. You can call them, you can ask them, is this story true? The second story is from 10 million naira, okay, to 3 billion naira. I want you to type it. The second story from 10 million to, sorry, from 25 million naira to 3 billion. Okay, from 25 million naira to 3 billion. Everybody type it. From 25 million naira to 3 billion. By the way, share this video 50 times. Okay, wherever you're watching this from. I want it to go viral. I want us to impact a lot of lives. I want us to change people's life. Remember the impact of what we are teaching. Like I told you, somebody was laughing earlier when I said it, and it's true, right? If you don't hear our stories now, if you also don't copy what we are doing now, right? Later, you will say we are spraying money as you investigate us. How do we make the money? Come and hear now and do your own part. Pay the sacrifice we pay. Do what we do. There's no rocket science there. It takes delayed gratification, right? What you don't understand is all those things that Obi Kobana did is marketing, pure marketing, right? First of all, he didn't spend his money. It was people who spend their money. Number two, you have all made him famous now. He's rolling out all his businesses, right? Even vacation, he's monetized it. Real estate, monetized, okay? Because, you know, and that's why I tell people, if you understand concept of marketing, there's no bad PR. There's no bad PR. There's no bad PR. But unfortunately, our young people don't want to know the secret. They don't want to know how we got here. Their own is the day they see us in private jet, or we're on vacation, or we're doing party. How did he make money? Oh, me too, I want to become. Oh Lord, when will believe be my turn? No, you should hear our story. You should study what we're doing. You should understand what we did. You should ask questions. You should study us. You should go and check our businesses and understand the monetization to what we do. Okay, everything has a way to turn to money. You think rich people waste money? No, they don't waste money. They understand how to turn it. Everything they do, they know how to turn it to money. I'm on vacation right now. Right now, I'm already drafting a whole lot of concepts on real estate. Some of the ideas I saw here now, I'm going to replicate them in my own properties, in my own estates. So you would think I'm wasting money to do vacation. Meanwhile, I've just gotten $100 million idea from Maldives. And that's why you must understand how wealthy people think. They don't think like everybody else. If they do, every one of us will have been rich. Rich people don't think like you. Every money they spend, they already know how they get it times 100. They know. So you think that you now want to copy them. I always say this and write it down. Poor people do, okay, what they don't need to impress people that don't care. Poor people do what they don't need to do to impress people that don't care. Hear this, and this is very powerful. Poor people copy rich people when they don't have the products to monetize what rich people are doing. Let me repeat it again. I want you to write it down. Poor people copy rich people when they do not have the product to monetize what rich people do. I'll give you a typical example. If I buy Rolls-Royce car today, okay? If I buy Rolls-Royce car today, it's not a liability. If you buy it, it's a liability. How do I mean? I have clients who buy property from me, 100 million, 200 million. I have somebody who is in Nigeria, wants to invest some millions of dollars into a real estate business. If I go and carry him in Toyota Corolla from the airport, or I use a Rolls Royce to carry him to my estate, which one do you think will convince him that he should invest $100 million with me? Which one do you think will convince him more? Oh yeah, talk to me. Right? Which one? Rolls Royce or Toyota Corolla? Now, you that you don't have an estate, you that you don't have investment bankers coming to invest in your business, and because you see Stephen Akita in Rolls Royce, you too want to drive Rolls Royce. You do not yet have a product that monetizes Rolls Royce. You see how we put ourselves into trouble? If I have a private jet now, and somebody say he wants to invest $1 billion, right? Blackstone Group $1 billion in our real estate company. And I go and tell my pilot, go pick the director coming, okay, from London, bring them down to Nigeria in my private jet. Do you think they would believe me, even if I have not put one stone on the land? But I used private jet to bring them to Nigeria, and I took them to maybe 100-acre land, and I show them the picture. Will they believe me, yes or no? Come on, talk to me. So if you don't understand the life of rich people, you will not get it. You would think that they are wasteful. No, everything has a way it eventually will bring money. It's you that don't know, but it does. It does. Have you learned something at all? If you have learned, type, I've learned something. I've learned something. Talk to me. If you have learned something today, type, I've learned something. Share this video. I want this video to go viral, particularly among young people. They need to understand how to make money, how to build real wealth. Okay? Share 50 times. Let it go viral on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere. Just let it go viral. So, number 2 story I want to share on land banking. Second story is from 25 million to 3 billion naira. And it's the story of Pastor Paul Adefras. You can Google that story also. You see, having learned from his father, remember his own father turned 2,000 pounds to how much? 2,000 pounds to what? $5 million in 50 years. Pastor Paul did his own in 10 years, right? From 25 million to 3 billion in 10 years. So when Pastor Paul Adefras started his church, they were in Victoria Island. Remember, his father used to have a house there, so he grew up there. And so they started the church in Victoria Island. All the land they were looking for were too expensive. The church couldn't afford it. And they needed at least 10 acres of land. They couldn't get any amount so cheap. And the church had about 25 million. So they said, as at that time, Lagos end at where Oriental Hotel is. That's where Lagos end, when he bought this land. Or when you are going down to where Lekki is one road. It's not even an express. It's one road. And you have to run very fast. In fact, you can run 140 kilometers on that lane. All those places had not developed. Who knows Ajah? There was no Victoria Island. I mean, there was no Lekki phase 1, no Lekki phase 2, no Ajah as at that time. But he said, well, I cannot afford Victoria Island. Let me go and buy land banking. Remember, what we are teaching you today is how you become a billionaire in land banking. Because he can't afford Victoria Island, he said, let me go after Victoria Island and buy. I will wait. I learned from my father. Remember, his own father turned 2,000 pounds to $5 million. So he understood. And when his own father bought Victoria Island was a marshy land. Nobody was there. They were in Saleko. Nobody was coming to VI. No, if they dash you VI, you won't even take that time. So he learned from his father. And that's why, and number 3, the principle of land banking, okay, is how you replicate wealth from one generation to the other. Everybody writes it down. Powerful quotable quote. The principle of land banking, okay, when applied, is how you transfer wealth from one generation to the other. Let me repeat it again. The principle of land banking, when applied, is how you transfer wealth from one generation to the other. Because guess what? All these land banking strategies I'm using, first of all, it has made me a billionaire. What do you think my children will do? My children learning from me, seeing what their father, have done. They too, they will do land banking, right? My own pastor now, my pastor, is all his children. They don't do city land. They do land banking, all his children. Because you know what? They learned from their father how land banking became gold. So when you meet them, you'll be thinking because their father is a billionaire, he has private jet. No, they will tell you, do you have a bush? Let's buy it. Let's buy Aton. Let's buy Bejuleki. I'm not kidding. My pastor. Let's buy Bejuleki. Let's buy Oscar, because they have learned it. That's why the principle of land banking, it won't just make you wealthy. It will make your children wealthy because they will copy from you. So Pastor Paul bought Lekki phase 1. Lekki phase 2. He bought the land little less than 10 acres. He bought it for 25 million and left the land for 10 years. years later, they went back to the land to value it. It was worth 3 billion naira. Can everybody say 3 billion naira? That land is where House on the Rock Cathedral is now, in Lekki Phase 2. So when I look at some of you, I will say, come and do land banking. Say, Dr. Stephen, do you have land in VI? I say, yes, we have. Say, how much? And then I'll tell you that, well, we have one for 460 million naira, is 500 square meter. You say, too expensive. Me only share. Don't you have something in the range of 10 million naira? Then I'll say, Bejuleki. Bejuleki, who will go there? It's too far. And I'll be laughing. Be speaking Oyibo. Nobody gets rich by Oyibo. How many grammar have you listened to Obi Kobana? Rich people don't speak grammar, but they practice. They are humble. They strategize. Okay? Instead of you to buy the Bejuleki now, because the Bejuleki will soon become better than Lekki Phase 1. Right now, people in Lekki Phase 1, some of them are already regretting Lekki Phase 1. Go and check Lekki. When last did you visit Lekki Phase 1? Everything is turning to commercial. No more residential. Is either people are complaining that it's too congested. There are too many people and they want somewhere, more sane. Or people are telling you that, well, the drainage wasn't done well. So there's a lot of water that comes in. So what people don't get is the city center. People will soon leave the place. They will soon go to the new place. So you are not smart to know that use your 10 million, buy a Bejuleki now. It will soon become better than Lekki Phase 1. Yes, it's how wealth is created. So that's how Pastor Paul turned 25 million. That's how he bought where Rock Cathedral is. 10 years later, the value increased to 3 billion naira. How many of you will practice land banking? Can you type, I will practice land banking? Everybody, come on, talk to me. Can you type, I will practice land banking? Right? Can I see your hands up? How many of you will practice land banking with what you have learned now? I'll still give you 2 more stories, but short ones. Then I'll give you 4 powerful ways you too can take steps. How many of you are excited that you're in this class? If you're excited, type, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Remember to share this video 50 times. I want it to go viral. Because, like I said, young people must know how wealth is created. All these arrogance, young people are buying cars instead of buying houses. They will say, but Dr. Stephen, we see him in expensive cars. But you forgot when I used to take Molue. I only do this because I have more money. In fact, the car you see me in is an asset, not a liability. I've built businesses where those cars are marketing tools, they are logistic tools, right? You should not start there. You should start from, the real engine room of what we did, which was land banking. We started buying land. It's bush, but we started buying it. Okay? And when we were buying it, I remember my friends used to mock me. I drove the same car for years. One Toyota RAV, and it's the first car I ever got. And the people will be saying, you are bigger than this. You're already buying land. We see your estate big, and you're still driving this your Toyota car. I say, hey, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. For now, that's the car I'm buying because I'm investing my money. I'm being proactive. I'm still buying more land. Up to today, there are things my mates are already doing that I'm still not doing as I speak to you. Because I'm still getting more land. So you have to be proactive. At the beginning of your wealth, you have to be humble. Buy what your money can afford. Buy where you can afford. But make sure you are buying a strategic place. Some of you now, instead of you buying a right location, what are you buying? You are buying your village. Obi Kobana now. How many of you saw him? He has gone to start estate in Aja, right? Why didn't he start estate in Oba? It's those of you who have not become rich that will be saying, me, I cannot buy land in Lagos. I will go and buy my village. Why is Obi Kobana doing estate in Aja? Go check his page. Why is he doing Aja? Why is he not done in Oba? You need to, and that's one thing with poor people. You can look, if you're an Igbo man, Look for your own fellow Igbo people and study them. Where is Koschari's, right? Headquarters in Lekki Epe Express Road. Have you seen Koschari's landed investment in Alon Lekki Epe? You are not studying these people. You not sit down and say, because of Biafra, I will not buy land in Lagos. You are doing yourself. All the billionaires from Igbo land, where is the majority of their asset? Go and study now. Go and study. Right? Some of you also, Yoruba, you say, no, I will only go and buy. I'm from Ogun State. Do you know, as I speak to you, we're about to just do our first estate in Abeokuta, and I'm from Abeokuta. Okay? And even that one, it was because it's on the express and it's along where you have Obasanjo Hilltop Estate, you have Buhari Hilltop Estate. So we got a strategic land that is already selling. In fact, I'm told that Buhari Hilltop Estate is selling for 8 million, right? And we are launching it for 5 million. So I know that even the price I'm selling is even cheaper than what others are selling. So I know it's a good investment. So don't go and say you are buying land in your village. That's not land banking, no. You buy land close to city center, a place where property goes high, population growth is crazy. The housing deficit in Lagos is over 5 million. Over 5 million. The housing deficit in Nigeria is over 70 million. So rather than, and I told people, even my village, I don't have a plot of land in my village as I speak to you. Right? I'm only doing Abeokuta first because it's developed. Will I ever build something in my village? Yes. In fact, mansion, palace, I will still do. But wise people will first build wealth in a place they can quickly turn their money. If I build palace in my village, that one is to empower my people. When I have made money, two poor people cannot help themselves. I cannot yet be at the stage of trying to grow my wealth and I'm going to build palace in my village. It's not wisdom. It's not wisdom. How many of you notice that Obi Kobana's house in Oba is not as palatial as this club in Abuja and Lagos? How many of you notice that? You need to learn. Go check it. Check. Even the tiles in the house, study it. It's not as luxurious as his club in Abuja. Because so you will just, it's because you're not studying deeper. Can you type, I will go deeper, I will look deeper. Come on, everybody type, I will look deeper. Many of you study wealthy people, you are not looking deeper. You need to look deeper. You need to see what others don't see when you are studying rich people. You need to see what others don't see. Right? All that everybody was seeing was spraying money. Me, I'm seeing deeper than that. I've never met the guy, but I'm seeing deeper. I'm seeing that, oh, most of these things marketing this guy is doing. First of all, he didn't waste his money because it wasn't him that sprayed himself. It was people that sprayed him. Okay, I saw that clearly. Second of all, I realized that the period he buried his mother, he opened several hotels in Oba. And all those his friends who came, they lodged in his hotel and they paid for the hotel. So the man made money from the hotels. Right? He made money. That's what me I'm studying. You are not seeing that one. Your own is just, oh, they are throwing out bail. They are throwing out bail. They are throwing out bail. Instead of you to look deeper. Again, type, I will look deeper. Look deeper. Are you excited? Are you excited, guys? I'm getting so many calls. I don't know why calls are coming in. But are you excited, guys? If you're excited, type, I'm excited. Are you excited, guys? If you're excited, type, I'm excited. So look deeper. I've shared this several times with many of you. Look deeper. Many people don't see deeper. And it's funny how on social media, people just talk. People don't understand deeper dimension to issues. Okay, I'm back, by the way, but share, guys. Share this video 50 times. I want it to go viral. Okay, share. Okay, let it go viral. Share this video 50 times. I want it to go viral. Share across all social media platforms. So number 2 is the story of Pastor Paul. He turned 25 million to 3 billion using land banking. Can everybody type, I will do land banking today? Everybody type it. I will do land banking today. Are you ready for number 3? Number 3, testimony. If you already type, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 3, land banking testimony. Okay. This was about a woman. Very painful. This one is a painful one, but all of you will learn. A lot, particularly some of us who are a bit arrogant. Oh, me, I can't buy bush. Oh, me, I want city center. This particular woman, she's 75 this year. I met her in London. I was doing my training 3 years ago or 4 years ago in London. She was 72 that time. And she came for my training. And I was teaching her about land banking. It was a digressional talk. She said, Dr. Stephen, do you know, I want to share a story with you people. It's a sad story. But you younger people who are listening to Dr. Stephen, you will learn from it. And what this man is saying is true. She said, 30 years ago, I was head teacher in Isaleko on the island. I was head teacher. So in those days, they were bringing A4 paper to us to come and buy Admiralty. Where today, can everybody type Admiralty Lekki Phase 1? Everybody, I want to type Admiralty Lekki Phase 1. This woman said this was the location they would bring. And they had this paper. Every month, they will come. As they collect salary, you will pay the day of 300 naira, the day of 500 naira, you will pay. They will write it against your name. She said all her juniors were rushing. They were paying. When they come to her, head teacher, she said, well, I mean, London, tell me, Nigeria is, I'm looking at Nigeria. Nigeria is not working, right? I'm going to London. So that's how she was speaking. London, I'm going to London. She said today she has one of the biggest regrets of her life was not doing that. She said because today, when she goes to Nigeria, all her juniors that used to call her Oga, they are now owners of houses in Admiralty. Said average of them, their property is worth billions of naira. She said she is 70, at the time she shared this story, she was 72. She said she's 72. She thank God her children grew up in London. She said, but as she speaks to me, she's still having to do, foster care? That Dr. Stevie, do you know I'm still doing foster care to take care of myself? Because my children, the job they have in London, right? They too now have their own children, 4 children, some of them have 5 children. They can't. So I still have to, the little they are giving me, I still have to do foster care job to support myself. Meanwhile, my juniors will come to this same London and lodge in 5-star hotel. How? From money that their tenants are paying in Admiralty. Juniors, she said they are junior. She said the last time she was trying to buy property was in Abule Egba. And they are still telling her to come and bring 15 million. Like, where will she find 15 million? She's a retiree trying to do foster care to raise a little money. That she can't afford 15, that if I get something cheaper. And I was putting my hand on my head. A woman who had the opportunity to be paying 300 naira, 500 naira for Admiralty something years ago. May you not lose your opportunity to become a billionaire. Can I hear an amen? Come on, type an amen, though. May you not lose your opportunity, okay, to become a billionaire. May you not lose it. May you not lose it. I remember I told her, I said, Mama, if you had known what I'm teaching you today, in fact, she too admitted, I said, if I had known, nothing said I shouldn't go to London, but at least I should have bought that property. Because if I bought that property that time, okay, by now, I too will be a landlord in Admiralty. And the rent from Admiralty, I will have stopped, working at 72. I can travel back to Nigeria because she says she really wants to come back to Nigeria, that she's done with London. That she will have even come back. And the tenants she will have had will have been paying all that she needs to use to take care of herself till she goes to be with the Lord. So we need better exposure and we need to wake up. Can you type, I will wake up? Everybody, I want you to type, I will wake up. I will wake up. I want you all to type it. I will wake up. So may you not make the same mistake that others made when it comes to land banking. The last story is also another good news. It's a man who was working in Chevron many years ago. He bought this land, 800 square meters for 12 million naira. Can everybody type 12 million naira? Okay, this story is from 12 million naira to 22 million. Okay, this is in, how many of you know Nikon Estate in Lekki Phase 2? If you know Nikon Estate, type I know. If you don't know, type I don't know. From 12 million naira to 222 million, this particular land banking story. Then I'll give you 5 strategies that I use and that you need to use, okay, to build your own wealth in land banking, right? I don't know if you know Nikon Estate in Lekki Phase 2. If you know Nikon, type I know. If you don't know, type I don't know. So 15 years ago, he got the opportunity. He was working in oil and gas. Chevron Cooperative bought that land. He called Nikon Estate, right? And the entire place was waterlogged, was water. He said, so they told him to pay 12 million for 800 square meter, thereabout. He said, remember 220, not 22 million, 220 million. From 12 million to 220 million. And you can go on my YouTube, Stephen TV. You will see the video of me and this guy. The day I'm one of those who helped him to sell the land at 220 million. I'm one of those who helped him to market that land at 220 million 15 years later. He's my student. And he said, they took him to this land. He said, you pay 12 million, Chevron Cooperative. And they use Keno. Can everybody type Keno? Everybody type Keno. They padu Keno to the land. And they told him this is the land. But they were telling him, this land we appreciate, and there's a lot of projects that the Chevron Cooperative said they are getting a big construction company to do infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. But he was looking at the thing and said, well, he was working in oil and gas. He has enough of the money, and being cooperative, you even pay gradual. He said, no problem. He should deduct from his salary, 12 million naira. Even if it doesn't work, he has nothing to lose. And that's how this story, 15 years later, go to my YouTube, Stephen TV. Just type 22 million land, you see it. I'm one of those who helped him to market that land. In fact, in that entire street is the only vacant land in Nikon Estate now. A lot of celebrity, wealthy people, that's where they live, Nikon. Like if it's true. How many of you can see a bright future with land banking? Can you type, I see a bright future with land banking? How many of you can see a bright future with land banking? Now, however, how as beautiful as land banking is, you need to use 4 formulas that I'm going to be sharing with you. If you're ready for meetup, I'm ready. I want to share 4 formulas you need to use for land banking. If you're ready, type, I'm ready. Come on, talk to me, guys. 4 formula. If you're ready, type, I'm ready. Number 1 formula is to take more risk in land banking despite previous losses. And I want you to write it down. Some of you can help me type it. Number 1, take more land banking risk despite previous losses. Take land banking risk despite previous losses. However, get a mentor this time. But I want you to take more risk. First of all, let me let you know that you are hearing I've made, I've built multi-billionaire. I have also lost money. The last money I lost in land banking is 120 million. Can everybody type 120 million? 120 million in the same land banking. So first of all, you need to know that you can lose money. You can lose money, right? It's possible to lose money, but take more risk. If I decide to give up when I lost 120 million in land banking, I will not be here today. You see, those of us that they call wealthy, the riches or wealth that you'd say we have is a reward for the risk that we took. Let me say it again. Money is a reward for risk taken. Everybody type it. Money is a reward for risk taken. If you don't take risk, you can't be rich. Wealthy people are risk takers. They take risk. I lost 120 million. I didn't even say it on social media. Because, and I'll tell you why I didn't say it. If I said it, many of you will have discouraged me. And I see this happening in Africa. How many of you notice the pity party that Africans do only make us poorer? If you agree, type I agree. Let me say that again. How many of you notice that pity party that we Africans will do only makes us poorer? You lose money in a business, everybody, you put it on social media, everybody say, sorry, this is why I don't do business. I'll never do business. I'll never. And many of them just give you advice, and the advice discourage you, and you never take risk, and you remain poor. I always tell people, I say, you must be very smart to be a poor person. It takes smartness to be poor. But what is that smartness? Not taking risk. You are so smart that your analysis has led to paralysis. When you see a poor man, what makes a man or a woman poor is analysis that leads to paralysis. You are so smart that you always analyze every investment, every opportunity. You end up not doing it, you become poor for the rest of your life. There are many people, and by the time you now want to do it, you don't have the money. The thing has gone up. We have many people who have become so wealthy, but the moment they like pity party. Me, let me tell you one of my secrets, and you write this down. I never announce my losses until I've made money from it, until I've come back or I've recovered. I'll never announce my losses publicly until I've recovered. Write it down. One of my powerful secrets in business. I never announce my losses until I've recovered. Because if I announce it to you, you dampen my spirit. You discourage me. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Genuine question. I want you to be sincere with me. How many of you will encourage me to continue investing in land banking if I had told you I lost 120 million? Okay? If you will, type I will. If you not, type I will discourage you. Let me ask the question again. How many of you will have new land banking if I had told you I lost 120 million? If you will have encouraged me, type I will. If you will discourage me, type I will discourage you. Be sincere. Be sincere. Don't lie here. Right? 90% of you will have discouraged me. I say, don't go there. Don't go there. If I tell you I want to go there, I say, are they swearing for you in the village? Don't do that business again. Don't ever do it again. Never. Never. And that's what many of us do. Right? We find ourselves in a situation whereby we lose money in a business rather than learning from it, rather than saying, I will get a mentor. I remember visiting one particular property, one man that encouraged me. We went to check one of his land, 2,000 hectares. Hey! And the whole place was waterlogged. And this man started putting money, some feeling. My head was spinning. Then where does somebody get this kind of courage? 2,000 hectares in the bush. That day I said, no more listening to wrong people. This land banking will put our head here. We'll put our head. And he was sharing story with me how the first property he got, he lost the entire money. Right? It was a wrong property. Apparently, the government had taken loan with that land. And that was the first land they gave him. He came all the way from UK to start investing in Nigeria. And the first land that he put his money, boy, the land had been, the government has used that land to collect loan. Can you imagine? And the man continued. He's one of the biggest real estate company in Lagos today. Biggest, like by far, it's even bigger than us. But the man, he took more risk despite losses. That's the secret. But get a mentor. Can everybody type get a mentor? Get a land banking mentor. Everybody type get a mentor. Let me repeat it here. Never get a mentor without result. That's where many of us also make mistake. A KBAC is not a mentor. He inherited the land. He doesn't understand land banking. When you are picking a mentor, let it be somebody who has made money in the area you want to teach you. That is my rule. You are not qualified to teach me if you have not made money in a business. I only pick mentors who have become wealthy in the field that I want them to teach me. I will study your life. Have you made it? How many of you agree with me that poor people always listen to people who are like them or people who are worse than them? If you agree, type I agree. Come on, answer me. How many of you notice that poor people always listen to either people who are poorer than they are or people who are as poor as they are? If you agree, type I agree. If you don't agree, you can, always listen. But can I tell you the secret between poor and rich? Rich people only listen to people who are bigger than them. People who are better than them. Let me tell you one of the secrets of rich people, and you should write this down today. When a rich man sees another richer man, it's either he wants to become his friend or he wants that rich man to mentor him. When a poor man sees a rich man, it's either he says, look for something negative to say about that person, or castigate that person, or be jealous of that person. That's the difference, right? Now, let me give you an example. I saw Obi Kobana's video, like everybody saw, went viral. I saw him spray money. First of all, it's not in my character to spray money. You will never see me spray money. But how many of you saw me condemn Obi Kobana? I don't. Because that's not what's important. I started studying the guy, check all his businesses, right? I went to his page, check the companies he owns, check. I realized that before he did that thing, I saw that he launched a resort, he launched an hotel. I said, this is a businessman. This is a businessman. I didn't need anybody to tell me that the man has a legitimate business. I did the research. But what did most poor people do? Hey, where did he get his money from? You could Google it. You can do your research. You could go and check it out. Right? It is jealousy that makes you to hear somebody did something, and the first thing you are looking for is how to criticize, is what you can condemn. Other rich people, when they see another rich, my party, I hail, Alpha, Chairman, let's chop money together. Let's make money together. That's why they say at the top, there's no traffic. It's at the bottom that there's envy, there's jealousy, there's hatred, there's witchcraft. At the top, I fly, you fly. We all bring our private jets. We all meet at the top. There's nothing to envy. It's at the bottom. Everybody, we are fighting each other. At the top. That's why you should read the book, Billionaire Habits. That book shows you how rich people think, so that you can start thinking that way. Me, when I see a man richer than me, I'm not looking for what to correct. What do I correct? It's his business, it's his money. If however I want, he should spend it. It's what I can learn. That's me. What can I learn from this person? I may not live my life like his own. I may not do things the way he's doing his own. But what can I learn? That's how I live my life. What can I pick? What is a lesson? That's me. I'm not interested in the mistake of the person and what the person did wrong and where the person, what's my business? That's a poor man thinking. The energy you use to criticize a rich man is the same energy you need to use to figure out his secret and start doing what he's doing. It's the same energy. So which one should you do? Criticize him? Correct? But by the way, he's not even ready to listen to you, because the Bible says the wisdom of a poor man is despised. The wisdom of a poor man is despised. The wisdom of a poor man is despised. It's in the Bible. Go and read your Bible. It's there. So if you see a rich man, learn from him. There's nothing to criticize. You don't need to behave the way he's behaving. Like I told you, you will never see me. I don't do this praying money. It's just not me. Right? But you will never see me castigate a rich man for spraying money. It's his money now, not my own. The day I go for his party, me, I won't spray. The money I want to give him, I will send it to him, transfer it to him, and he will still appreciate me for it. It's just who I am. But to go and say, oh, why is spraying money? Oh, where did you make your money? I don't do that. It's just not me. By the way, are you learning today? If you are learning, type, I'm learning. There is no traffic at the top. If you are learning, type, I'm learning. So number one, you might have lost money to land banking. You might have tried to buy property before and you lost money. Yes. This time around, look for a mentor. Look for somebody who is doing well in land banking. Look for somebody who owns a successful estate like me. Okay, I can mentor you, but you can't tell me now to mentor you so that you buy another man's estate. It's my own, you will buy. Okay, like I said, I'm going to give 10 of you the opportunity today. How many of you want me to mentor you in land banking? Can I see your hands up? Type mentor me. How many of you want me to mentor you in land banking? Okay, how many of you? Okay, remember, opportunity meeting preparation is the secret, what you call luck. What a lazy man call luck is opportunity that met preparation, right? What a lazy man call luck is opportunity that met preparation, right? Because he is not prepared. That's why he's calling it luck. So those of you who have that much, chat me up. I'm going to give each of you a few minutes after I'm done with this. I only have 1 hour, so I'll probably give 10 minutes to each of you. If you have between 5 to 30 million, you are ready to invest in land banking. It means today is your day where opportunity has met what? Preparation. I'll give you advice, I'll give you locations, and you can immediately key into it. And I promise you, I've made people listen. I have people who bought some land that I showed them 1.5 million. Today is going for 10 million in less than 2 years. I have people who bought some land for 5 million. As I speak to you, is 20 million, right? In less than 2 years. So that's the kind of help that I give to people. Locations that guarantee this thing will turn to money. And if these people in less than 2 years, now what happened when they leave it for 10 years? What happened if they leave that land for 50 years? Their children will be kissing their picture. Mwah! Grandpa, that is great-grandchildren, say, mwah! Grandpa who said is correct. The Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for children. If I stop working today, what I've built in land banking, I can never be poor in my life. Can never be poor. My children will call me blessed. Some of you, men, your children don't like you. Go and ask your wife. My own wife teaches my children to love their dad. You know why? She knows that their dad had left inheritance for them. So she's saying, you may not know now what Stephen Akita has done, but children, go and greet your daddy. That's how my wife trained her children. Say, daddy, I love you. Say, you are the best daddy in the world. That's what my wife teach my children. You know why? And some of you whose wife is not doing is because you have not leave inheritance for children's children. Wake up, you men that are watching me. How many of you are men? If you are men, type, I'm a man. Some of you, all your marital wahala, now poverty, they cause her. Right? Wake up. If you do the right thing, your wife, what the Bible says, Sarah called her husband Lord, Lord. You know why? Abraham left the inheritance. Sarah knew that even the children they have not given birth to, right? Abraham has lived the right legacy for even the children they have not given birth to, which was why Sarah just wanted child anyhow. That all this wealth, my love has left down, right? Who will take over? It's because a lot of this marriage matter. My wife is devil. My wife is devil. My husband is devil. Now poverty. Poverty. Our great-grandparents had 4 wives. They all lived in peace. I lie. Some of them have 16 wives. Great-grandparents. No be so. But because they had the money, everybody lived well. Now, one man, one wife. Some of you, no, you can't even sleep at home. It's poverty. May God deliver you. Can I hear a louder amen? Okay? Right? So, opportunity meeting preparation. Are you ready for number 2? If you're ready for number 2, type, I'm ready, I'm ready. Share this video, guys. If you're getting value, okay? Let this video go viral. Share. Tag your friends. Bring everybody in, okay? Let's add value. Number 2 secret. If you're ready, type, I'm ready, I'm ready. If you're ready, type, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Number 2, I've told you, Lagos is number 1 when it comes to land banking.
in the whole of Africa. Lagos is number 1. Number 2 is Abuja, right? Then number 3, Port Harcourt. So what is common sense? Start with number 1 or number 2, right? That's why I'm not in Port Harcourt yet. I'm doing Lagos and Abuja and its surroundings, because it's when I've exhausted number 1, number 2, because in terms of, and this is by Goldman Sachs, go and check Goldman Sachs record, right? The largest return on investment in real estate, in land banking in Nigeria, in the whole of Africa, including South Africa, is Lagos. Number 2 is Abuja. Number 3 is Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt and South Africa is the same as number 3. These things we are doing is backed by data, guys. We are not doing assumption. So when people shout me, come and do Delta, come and do Port Harcourt, come and do Kano, come and do Osun, come and do Osogbo, I'm saying, look, we are working on data. We'll soon get to all those places, but we need to maximize number 1, number 2 first. Then we'll go to number 3. Then we'll go to number 4. That's how you do land banking. It's not sentiment. Because you live in Port Harcourt doesn't mean you must buy Port Harcourt land. Buy where the returns on investment is higher. Come on, wake up, guys. So number 2, adding value to the land. So one of the biggest mistakes that people do, you buy a land and then you want to use it for land banking and just leave it like that. The land must have value. So this is what I advise. If you must use a land for land banking, buy a land that they are adding value to it, even if you are not the one adding value. The developers or the people you bought it from, let it be a land that they're adding value. Let me give you an example of adding value. Number 1 way we add value, we fence the land round. We do the internal road of that land. You see how we add, right? We also put certain projects. Right now, we have some of our estate, we're going to be putting golf course. Some we're putting polo club. We're putting polo. Some of our estate, we're putting tennis court. We're putting a whole lot of things that will make the value appreciate, so that you appreciate even more than the other areas. This is very, very key. Now, I mentioned to you Nikon Town, right? Nikon Estate, Lekki Phase 2. That my student bought it for how much? Who can remember how much he bought it for? Okay, 12 million. So how much did he sell it? Come on, guys, talk to me. How much did he sell it? Bought it 12 million? He sold it for 220 million, right? 15 years later, right? Now, there are some other land in those areas that did not appreciate to that level. Why did Nikon Estate appreciate? Because Nikon did development. They got PW to do the infrastructure. They did good drainage. They do fencing. So the estate was done well. And then who were people who started building there? Rich people, wealthy people started building there. So the value of Nikon appreciated faster, right, than some other areas. So when you are doing land banking, this is where people miss it. They say, well, the value of that village said he will give me 20 acres. I will be laughing because we don't want to learn now. He said, "Will give me 20 acres, right? Yes, I can buy it for very cheap. This one you are saying 5 million, I can buy it for just 1 million, 1 million, 1 million." And I will just be laughing. You need to understand that what helps land banking also is infrastructure. Is adding value to the land. It's not just that the land is there. There's a couple of things that add value to it. Another thing is the location. We have one of our estate. It's opposite the golf course. You don't know what that means. We are now putting one tower. We're building the largest hotel, the tallest hotel in Nigeria. We have it in our plan because we're facing a golf course. A lot of people come play golf. It's always, and it's not too far from La Campagne Tropicana. You see how you are plotting that graph. So add value, planting of trees. So when you are doing land bank, you also have to understand there are dynamics to it. That's why somebody is shouting, "Oh, Port Harcourt, hey, the Delta." There are dynamics to it. Let me give you an example. How many of you know Um, there's this estate in Port Harcourt built by NLNG. Is it Bonny Island? I don't know if you know Bonny Island. If you know Bonny Island, type Bonny Island. How many of you know that some outskirts of Bonny Island is more valuable than some city center of Port Harcourt? If you agree, type I agree. Let me say it again. How many of you agree with me that some outskirts of Bonny Island, right, is more expensive to buy than city center of Port Harcourt? Why? Developed Bonny Island. The infrastructure, if you go to Bonny Island, is a different world. You will not believe you are in Nigeria. It's a different world of its own. It's not, you are in another world. It's as good to say you are not in Nigeria. In fact, in terms of electricity, in terms of infrastructure, okay? Crazy place, amazing place. So when doing land banking, ask yourself questions. These estates I'm buying from, are they futuristic? Do they have plans? Our company, we're not just doing any kind of estate, we're doing service plots, not just that we're building green and smart home. So it's people who think like Elon Musk that want to live there. It's people who are futuristic in their thinking. That's not an estate that, it's a long time, it's thinking. In fact, in a portion of our estate, we are going to be putting electric charging cars. So you that you have electric car, you can charge your car for free. That's the futuristic estate. We are recycling every energy. We are not connecting to a NEPA. Which one NEPA? PACN, what you call them? No, we don't do PACN. We are on PACN. Okay? Right? So buying land in such a location with such company is gold. Right? Or buying land around such company is wealth. It's how you build wealth. So you have to, it's not just by chance, by mistake, I'll just buy land somewhere. The thing will just go up. That's not how it works. You must add value to the land. And for those of you in diaspora, how many of you are in diaspora? If you're in diaspora, type I'm in diaspora. I'm in diaspora. Talk to me. If you're in diaspora, type I'm in diaspora. Okay, beautiful. I can see. Okay, wow. Where in diaspora are you? Can you tell us the city? Just type your country. If it's London, if it's UK, if it's Canada, if it's Germany, if it's Dublin, just type it. Beautiful. Now, many of you in diaspora, let me say this. How many of you have lost money to buying land in Nigeria? Those of you in diaspora. Can you type how much you've lost? Okay, you've lost money to buying land in Nigeria or buying land in Africa. I was in London during my book event. A lot of Africans were sharing how they lost money. You know that it's not just Nigeria, Beninese, Senegalese, the same thing. People are losing money, sending money to their relative. They finished, a lady was sharing with me, she built like a salon. As blood sister, same father, same mother, ran the thing to the ground, finished the whole money. Right? How much have you lost? I can see some of you say you've lost money. How much did you lose? Can I know? Okay, how much did you lose? Was it to a relative? Now, one of the critical mistake many of you made, Victor lost 10 million. Wow. One of the biggest reasons why you lost money, how many of you agree with me, was because you were emotional and sentimental instead of being rational. If you agree with me, type I agree. And since Victor is in London, do you call your cousin in that city to say, I want to buy a land in Liverpool or a house in Liverpool? Okay, you be my agent. Is that how you buy land in London? Is that how you buy land in US? What do you do when you want to buy land you're in London and you want to buy land in Liverpool? What do? You go online. You look for, credible agents, isn't it? Credible property broker or agent who have good reviews. You call them. Hello, Mr. John. I saw your property in Liverpool. I'll be interested. Is that how you do it? Do you call relative or Nigerians in Liverpool or your cousin in Liverpool to go and look for a house for you? So when you come to Nigeria, why do you not go online, do your research, Google, right? Make some inquiries. Credible real estate companies, they exist. Check their reviews and look for them and call them and make all your findings and do business. Why don't you do that? Why must you call your cousin or your in-law or your nephew or the village uncle? They say, he's the Bale of the place. Come, prostrate for him, bring gift for Bale. You two, you come. Bale. They say, in your mind. Years later, all your money is gone. Why didn't you just be factual and be rational? Credible real estate company, I'm going to do my due diligence, check them online, do my review, research. You're saying because there's no trust. That's not true. It's just because we're emotional. It's not true. Because if a company has lasted long, there's no way a company will last 5 years. If they are not credible, it will be online. Go and do your research. You will see it. You will see the review online. It's not possible. It's because we just get emotional. Let me buy through my cousin. Let me buy through my sister. I think I can trust that. That's not true. You can formally do your research, credible organization. Because when you bring 10 diasporans who has lost money to real estate out, 10, 7 of them was true family members. If you agree with me, type I agree. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. And even those 3, if you research their case, it wasn't like they were totally duped. Maybe they didn't check the record. They didn't check the agreement well before they signed, right? But 7 out of 10 people who tell you that they swindle them on property matter is family member, cousin, relative, king of the village, Bale of the town, best friend, right? Somebody I've known for 20 years. 7 out of 10. It's the so-called people you say you trust. So wake up. Stop doing that. It doesn't work. Do your own due diligence. Jitters, for example, you don't need third party. You can still use third party if that's what you want. If you have trusted third party, fine. But you don't have trusted third party, we will send your document to you straight to your house anywhere in the world, even if it's Afghanistan, even if it's Poland. We partner with DHL. Okay? So as to remove all this issue of people being swindled. Are you ready for number 3? Number 3. Number 3, if you are ready for number 3, type ready, ready, ready. Number 3. Number 3, secret to successful land banking. If you're ready, type I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Okay, number 3, and this is very important. Start with what you can afford. Start with what you can afford. So what do I mean? You can always start at your level. You can afford Ibejileki, you can afford maybe Epe. You can afford Epe, maybe you can afford Aton. You can afford Aton, maybe you can afford Ibadan. There's still good locations that you still get return. You can afford Ibadan, maybe you can afford Abeokuta, right? Start somewhere. Let me tell you one secret about money. Everybody hear me out. And by the way, share this video 50 times. Invite everybody. Let this thing go viral. Secret about money that you must write down. Anytime you invest money wisely, you get more money. It's a mysterious principle. Secret about money. Anytime you invest money wisely, supernaturally you get more money. Now, let me tell you another deeper dimension. Anytime you invest in real estate, supernaturally you get more real estate. I don't know how this thing works. I don't have an explanation to it. The only explanation I can give to this is that it's because it's the will of God. When God created man, the first assignment God gave man was to acquire real estate, right? And God said to man, subdue the earth, dominate it. God didn't say subdue another man. He said subdue the earth. What was the meaning of subdue the earth? What was the meaning of dominate the earth? Acquire more earth, acquire more land, acquire more property. That's the meaning of subdue the earth. That's the meaning of it. Okay? So And I realized that when I started our first estate, if you would tell me I'll be on estate number 20 now, in 6 years, I would never believe it in my life. The first estate, waterlogged. We took people there. He said he has water. I said, this is what God has given me. I'm starting here. I'm starting here. That estate that they said has water, that we're begging them with 750,000. Right now, if you don't have 8 million, you can't buy it. What if I despise that land in Ikorodu? What if I did? Are we going to be here today? If I despise that land, are we going to be here today? Yeah? You see, free advisor, Kevin Great. Somebody asks, what of Edo? Kevin Great, Mr. Free Advice. Edo is good. Or based on what? You see what I'm telling you? Based on what? Have you built an estate in Edo? Have you doubled your property in Edo? Or because you are from Edo, Edo is great. The biggest reason for failure in land banking is sentiment of I must buy in my village or in my state. The biggest reason. Okay, and God helped me to overcome that. I'm from Ogun State. I didn't buy anything from Ogun State until I got now something that is, I saw a good buy, right? That makes sense. And that's estate number 20 before I did in my own place. You have some money. Rather than start in Edo, I have given you the data by Goldman Sachs, right? Is Edo there? So why are you asking me, is Edo good? Any land is good, but you start with the one that is the nearest in terms of return on investment. The money you use to go and buy land in Edo, I'd rather use it to buy a outskirts of Lagos. I'd rather use it to buy Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, because the appreciation level of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is higher than buying in Benin. There's nothing wrong buying land in Benin, by the way. Nothing. I've told you, there's a time where I'm going to build mansion in my own village. I will buy massive land in my village and I'll build a castle. But life is in phases when I size it. By the time I'm doing that, I'm not doing for land banking. I've already made my money. I'm doing that one to empower people in my state, using that one to empower people. I intend to build a university in my own town. Those are some of my vision. But by that time, it's things you are doing to empower. You don't start with that one. You start with outskirts of places that can appreciate. When you have made enough money, Raymond and Kelvin, you can now go back and say, yes, now I want to show Edo State I've arrived. You heard Obi Kobana. Go and watch his interview on BBC. He started in Abuja. Go and watch your interview. He didn't start in Oba. It's after you have made it, you now go back to Oba and you can spread the whole world there. Feed everybody in Oba. You understand the secrets to this thing. Like I told you, the day now, I go to my village and I start blowing money. Maybe my own is from helicopter, will just be throwing the money down. Everybody would start saying, where did you make money? Nobody can make money legitimately and be throwing money down from chopper. It's not possible. We need to investigate his source of wealth. Did you investigate my poverty? Wake up and learn. So life is in phase. Unfortunately, many of you, let me tell you this. The reason many of you lost in real estate was because you wanted to show off your village. You wanted to show off to your cousin, to your nephew. Particularly those of you in diaspora, you wanted to show off. Tell them that you have arrived. Meanwhile, you and I know it's credit card. Right? The money you used to even buy that land, you took equity from your mortgage. Right? Or you took credit card debt and then you are buying. But you want to show them that London you went to, you arrived. That Canada. Let me say this. Poor people prefer to look rich than actually being rich. That's why they are poor. Let me say it again. Poor people prefer to look like they are rich rather than actually being rich. That's why they are poor. The day you wake up and make up your mind, I don't want to look rich. I really want to be rich, not looking it. Okay? So all this I must buy in my state. Who are you trying to impress? When you finally arrive, you will do what Obi Kubana did. And it's even your friend that will spend the money, not you. Are you excited, guys? If you're excited, type I'm excited. Number 3, we have said, you know, what's number 3? Who can remember what's number 1? Taking more risk despite the losses you've had, but get a mentor. Number 2, add value to the land. So what's number 3? Yeah, poor people, prefer to look rich than actually being rich. Let me say it again. Poor people prefer to look rich rather than actually being rich. It's the reason why they are poor. Let's look it. Let's look like we are rich. What's number 3? What's number 3? Or you guys have forgotten already. What's number 3? What's number 3? Come on, where's everybody? So number 1, number 3 is start at your level. But when starting at your level, like I've said, still look for the fastest one to appreciate in value. Okay? Look for the fastest one to appreciate in value. So as much as, yes, I don't have much money, but let me still look for area that still has a chance of appreciating faster. Okay? Though not that, because I don't have money, so I'll go and buy land in my village. No. My village may not appreciate in 10 years, in 20 years, so there's no point. Number 4, as you acquire enough land banking, switch to rental income. Everybody type switch to rental income. And how do you do this? After keeping your land for 5-10 years, what do? Sell a portion of the land and build on the rest and rent it out and make more money. That way you've created cash flow. So, which is also one of the reasons why I've always tell people, buying 1 plot, 2 plots, sometimes is not the right. You may need to hustle, do 3 months payment spread, do 6 months payment spread, and do 1 acre or do 3 plots. So that what happened at the end of the day, you can sell 1 plot, use the money to build on 2 plots. This my student that I told you turned 12 million to 220 million. He said that's his regret. That he should have bought 2 units. That if he had bought 2 units and that he had the money that time, but we're just saying, doesn't want to take the risk because that place was mashy. They took him inside boat and he didn't even know that thing we appreciate like this. That if he had known, he would have bought 2. If he had bought 2, all he needed, because the reason why he's selling it now, he needed like 100 million urgently. Some children's school fees and all of that, graduation, they're all abroad. So he said what he would have done, take the 100 million, do what he needs to do. The remaining 120 million, he would build on the second one and rent it out and start getting rental income. And the real way to become rich is to create cash flow. So after 6 years of buying land, we've gotten thousands of hectares of land now. So what are we doing? GTEx has started building our green and smart home. If you go to Jasper, every day they are working, day and night. What are we doing? We're building thousands, at least we're going to be doing over 1,000 housing units in Ibejuleki alone to service Dangote refinery staff who need accommodation, to service the seaport. The seaport will be launched in the next 2 years, next year, 2022, to service the seaport, to service all the big industries there. Many of them don't have accommodation. In fact, right now, Dangote has more than 10,000 expatriates that are living in temporary shelter in Ibejuleki. There is no accommodation. There's no modern accommodation in Ibejuleki as I speak to you. For even just Dangote alone. So even our 2,000, 1,000 immediate housing units is not enough to even take care of Dangote alone. Talk less of Seaport and other people in those areas. Okay, it's not even near that. So it's important to understand the concept of wealth creation and how this thing builds and how this thing grows. So at some point, you then switch to rental income. You're able to sell some property, you build on it, you rent it out, and you start making money. Don't buy land because you want to live there. Let me tell you this, the biggest deliverance is the day you stop seeing land and house for personal accommodation. That's the day you are delivered. your primary goal of buying a land or buying a house should be that you can sell it or you can rent it out. That should be your primary goal. That's the day you are delivered. That is the day you are delivered. All over the world, UK, US, Dubai, even in Nigeria, what do I have everywhere? Either land banking, rental property, right? I'm not thinking, oh, how's I will live in? When I arrive, where will I build my house? Can somebody guess? Where? Where do you think I'll build my house in Nigeria? Somebody guess. Just guess, widely, just guess randomly. So, Abeokuta, nope. I mean, that one is something you're doing in your village for, just to give back. My first real house that we call house would be in Banana Island. Okay, that we call real house. And for your information, to be made of gold. So that one, if you like, shout, complain, claim I've wasted money. Now your own business be that one. Okay? But pure gold, marble, right? And it will be my own small island. I literally will create my own small island inside Banana Island. My international properties, Grenada, Maldives. I intend to buy island here in Maldives. Okay, and create my own house. And guess what? Even that one too, for my billionaire friends, they will rent it and they will pay, right? So the day Dangote wants to go and, disappear somewhere, reach out to me or Alpha, say, which one do you want? Grenada, Maldives, yeah, which one? So my goal is to be building my own personal homes in islands, right? And the goal is when I'm not living there, my billionaire friends, they rent it and they make cool cash. It's one of the things I learned from Richard Branson. Richard Branson has Virgin Island. And one of the things Richard Branson is doing also now is he's also, of course, creating his in Mars. That's their new goal now. They want to go and colonize Mars so that all their billionaire friends will be flying there for vacation. You see how rich people think. So that's my goal too. So I create my island. You can land your helicopter there. You can land your private jet there. You don't need to cut off from the normal government. You relax for 1 week, 2 weeks, you go back. How many of you have gotten value today? If you got value, type, I got value. I got value. Come on. If you're excited, show the excitement now. Okay. Somebody say, Odogu, essay, Odogu of real estate. That's me. Thank you. Right? You see why they call me Odogu, the Igu. But you have to think real. So even at the end of the day, it's probably my Banana Island house alone that I will not be renting out. Every other international house is some island somewhere, some water area that I can still, when I'm not living there, rent it out to some big men who still want to lay pipe low and have fun. So how many of you are thinking big now? If you're thinking big, if you're seeing a brighter future, can you type, I'm seeing a brighter future? I think big. I can see a glorious future. Mitchell says, I'm in London. Of course, I have clients all over the world. We've told you that GTEX is a virtual company where you can buy property anywhere in the world. And by the way, we have property also in London. If you want to do London property, we sell. Dubai property, we sell. US property, we sell. You want to do in Nigeria, we sell. Very soon we're starting in Rwanda also. So please understand protocol. The same way God has protocol, successful men have protocols to their life. Study it, okay? And you attract them. But when you discard their protocol, okay, you discard successful people's protocol, well, you're on your own. You can't attract, and remember, you cannot attract what you despise. What you don't respect cannot respect you. What you do not respect cannot respect you. And like I said, the first property I got wasn't perfect. Waterlogged, Ikorodu, I didn't even have C of O. But today now, there's no type of land we don't have. You start somewhere. All my mates who were saying they wanted a perfect land, they are still where I used to be. I've left them. Be humble and start somewhere. I love you all and looking forward. I really can't wait to hear your testimony. I really can't. You can follow me on Instagram, Dr. S. Akintayo, and on YouTube. I've done several videos that will change your life. And I encourage you to buy my books on real estate. My latest book is Billionaire Habits. That book will turn your life around. I don't know why some of you haven't gotten that book, right? If you really want to be rich and you've not gotten that book, you know. And you know what's funny? All my billionaire friends who got that book and read it, I remember one of them who was just shouting, telling school, everybody, read that book. Everything, isn't this, it's Stephen's book, it's there. Well, again, you know, it takes people who are at a level to appreciate, you know, something. If you are not at a particular level, there's just certain things they will be talking about. You just don't get it because you're not there yet, right? Wealth is a function of habit. So this thing is just the mindset. You have the right mindset, you are going to be there. So visit our website, www.stephenakitayo.com/billionaire habit, or just visit stephenakitayo.com. Okay, you get the book. I promise you, you're on your way. It will take a while. It's taken me 13 years to be where I am today, but it is sure. After all, the last 13 years, what have you done with it? Okay. So if you follow a sure path, you're on your way. Yes, once you order the book, Afghanistan, Russia, we deliver this book to Russia, to everywhere. Anywhere in the world you are, we will deliver it to your house. Just make sure you put your house address correctly when you order the book on the website. Okay, so www.stephenakitayo.com/billionaire habits. That's an S. Doctor, I bought a land under acquisition, but have court ruling. The problem is the Ministry of Land failed to register it. That's under acquisition. Please, what can I do? Well, I don't do free coaching. I don't do free counseling. I've told you now, I charge for coaching. My real estate coaching is $20,000. I only decided to do this one for free because I'm on vacation, I'm mentally relaxed, and I just wanted to add value. Okay, so I don't think it makes sense to be asking me to help you on land matter, you know, for free. I didn't kill Jesus. I'm not the one that died on the cross of Calvary for your sins. I help, but I can't help everybody, right? I can give some advice, but everything can be free. If I've given everything for free, I won't be a billionaire today. I do some for free, I charge for some. Okay, so something as serious as that, it can be for free. It's also why we say get a mentor, because if you've gotten a mentor like me, you won't even be asking that question. But you need mentors. That's just what I will advise. Get a land banking mentor, get a property mentor if you're sure you want to do property business. And it's very, very key. Darlington says, for those who have 5 million, can you coach them on land banking? Absolutely. Chat me up right now. I'll guide you on how to spend your first 5 million. And I promise you, you will do free testimony. Now you go call everybody else and say, you know, everybody who bought property from us in London, I just finished our London tour. All of them were telling other people. In fact, in US too, the same thing. A lady we're doing book review. The lady turned it into land business. Said, I bought Dr. Stephen's property, genuine, correct. My property has appreciated. Go and buy. I said, Madam, we came here for book, not land. Right? All of them took the woman's number, you know, because she was telling them her story. that some of these property, I got them the value now in less than 2 years. Okay, so the truth is there are solutions, but you have to go for the right move. Is this recorded? Yes, it's recorded. Just go to Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube, Dr. S. Akintayo on YouTube. And you can subscribe to the page and you watch this video live. It's recorded there. So go there right now, subscribe. Odia, he says, those who invest right now, do they pay 20 for my one-on-one coaching? Well, I give discounts to anybody who buy property from our company, obviously, when they join my coaching program. You guys are family already, so I do discounts. I mean, you pay just peanuts, literally. But those are privileges you don't say on social media. I think those are questions you ask privately. You don't disclose those ones. Those are internal. When you enter the circle of billionaire land bankers, the circle of billionaire land bankers, you know how they go, right? So those are private talks, but yeah, for those who are investors with GTEx, they always get that exclusive opportunities. Love you all. God bless you. Thank you for joining.